For all the best boxing content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and punch that bell for notifications.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to BB King's here in the crossroads of the world, Times Square, New York City, for DiBella Entertainment's Broadway Boxing. Tonight's bouts are brought to you by Lou DiBella's DiBella Entertainment, sponsored by Manfredi Auto Group. Shop the Manfredi Way on Highland Boulevard in Staten Island for your best deal. Newlio.com. Say what you think in exchange for what you want. And Everlast. Tonight's bouts are sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission, Chairwoman in attendance, Melvina Lathan. Director of Boxing, Ralph Petrillo. Commissioner, Tom Santino. Deputy Commissioners, Robert Orlando, Keith Sullivan, and Frank Gibbs. Chief Inspector, Felix Figueroa. Timekeeper, Lisa Mendez. Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Barry Jordan, and your doctors ringside, the boxing doctor, Dr. Anthony Carreras, Dr. Jeff Kaplan, and Dr. Nidham Sethi. Judges ringside, Kevin Morgan, Robert Perez, and John Potteray. Your referee for this contest, Mr. Steve Willis. Introducing first, he is boxing out of the blue corner. He wears black and gray. He weighed in officially at 141 pounds. Professional record, no wins, 2 defeats. He hails from Luquillo, Puerto Rico. Damas y caballeros, Michael El Negro Carreras. And his opponent across the ring, he's fighting out of the red corner. He wears the red, white, and blue trunks. He weighed in at a ready 139 pounds. Professional record, a perfect one. 2 fights, 2 victories, both of them coming by way of knockout. From the Bronx, New York, Luis Cruz.
All right, good evening, gentlemen. Both received the instructions in the dressing room. Obey the commands, protect yourselves at all times. Belt line right here is good. Belt line right here is good. Tap it up. Let's go to work.
So Carreras there in the black trunks with that gray trim. And Cruz in the blue trunks.
Carreras with a good number of fights, amateur fights in Puerto Rico.
Here we go. This is round 1. We're at BB King's here, right next to Times Square.
And Cruz always tend to come out as if he wants to fill his opponent out. The next thing you know, he lets loose with those thunderous shots.
He will use that jab. You see, he pops that left jab. Both of these guys basically feeling each other out here in the first round.
See, I personally never understood why guys get in and fill themselves out. You train, when you spar, you don't fill your sparring partner out the first couple rounds. You have to go in, you have a game plan, you go in and start executing your game plan as soon as possible, especially in 4-round fights. What is there to fill out?
Yeah, if you watch Cruz here, it's almost looking as if he's trying to counter something or wait to counter something that Carreras is going to throw at him.
And I think what Brian said is especially true when it's a 4-round fight. If it's a 10-round fight, well, you might want to study your opponent a little bit. But in a 4-round fight, you just can't afford to give away any rounds.
I mean, I do understand that theory, Steve, I do. But even in the 10-round fight, you should have studied your opponent training. That's why you prepare 6-8 weeks for a fight. All that preparation and study should have been done in training.
Cruz has used the double jab and followed it up with a right hand. He's done that now twice here in the first.
Has he? I haven't really seen it, so. It's just one of these rounds that's frustrating. Why throw a round away just because?
Yeah, neither guy has thrown many punches at all here in the first.
Well, it's hard for Cruz because every time he takes a step forward, Carreras takes a step back, and Carreras isn't punching, so Cruz can't really counterpunch either. Carreras just not giving him much to work with.
Well, that's why Cruz should utilize the jab. Use that jab to find your opponent. whether it's to the chest, to the stomach, or to the head. Use that jab. Right now, no jab from either guy. And as you said, Steve, Carreras is taking a step back every time Cruz steps in, so 1-2 is not going to work. And Cruz is just attempting to throw 1-2s.
One thing Cruz can try is to sucker his man in. You know, if you back up a step, maybe your guy will come forward a step into range.
Here's another jab there by Cruz.
Well, it's Cruz's round only because Carreras hasn't landed anything at all.
Absolutely. Final seconds here of the first round, and we see a little action there. Cruz follows it up with a left jab, and that's the end of the first round. Here we go. This is round 2. Again, these guys are going just 4. Cruz was on Broadway Boxing back in April and knocked out Damon Brock in the second round.
And in between rounds, both corners were pretty calm to their fighters. If I was in Cruz's corner, and Marco Suarez is an excellent trainer, but if I was in Cruz's corner, he come back, I'm yelling and screaming at him.
You want him more aggressive is what you want, right?
He should do more. I mean, what are we here for?
Well, right now he's using the ring, and it's a pretty small ring. And he's moving as opposed to attacking.
And the interesting thing is whenever he uses that left jab, there's a good left hand by Carreras, left hook. And here's a right hand by Cruz. Whenever he's used that left jab, he's connected.
And see, this is the problem with throwing away the first round. Look, Carreras came out real tentative that first round. Because Cruz did nothing, now Carreras coming out more aggressive. He has some confidence.
Carreras no longer taking that step back.
Right, that's because Cruz allowed him.
Oh, good combination by Cruz. I think that one may have hurt Carreras just a bit and stunned him. You can hear the corner of Cruz saying stay on him, because he certainly stunned him with that combination.
But Carreras is right back being aggressive.
Here's a good counter by Cruz, a left hook.
And that's the strength of Cruz. He's able to counterpunch with confidence on the inside. He catch guys in between shots just like that, and he counterpunches well.
Nice exchange by both guys.
I think what we're seeing is what I alluded to in the first round, which is Cruz is starting to bring Carreras to him. And Carreras, as a result, is walking into a lot of shots.
And Carreras, what he need to do, he is the one attacking. And he's attacking sort of reckless because no jab. He's moving straight in, no jab. And again, Cruz is an excellent counterpuncher.
The second time these guys have banged heads here so far in this fight. Cruz with a lot more movement here in the second round.
Not what I would have expected given the first 2 fights of his career. But you know what? It's sort of working for him because he's landed that left hook this round a lot more than he did in the first round.
He landed a left hook there, and Carreras came back with a left hook. He thought the round was over. That was just a signal. There's 10 seconds left in this round.
Dangerous.
Protect yourself at all times. So we're halfway through. Cruz and Carreras. Carreras in those black trunks. Let's see if Carreras has a sense of urgency here with just 2 rounds left in this fight.
Well, he came out with that posture that he know he lost the first 2 rounds.
Oh, here's a right hand by Carreras.
And he hurt Cruz.
Cruz comes back. Left hook. Carreras hold on. You can see the referee admonishing him because he was holding on when he connected.
Well, Cruz was holding the back of his head, the back of Carreras' head, and he landed a low blow. And Carreras is milking it.
I'll tell you though, Carreras woke Cruz up.
Yeah, he did.
Most aggressive we've seen Cruz in this fight was only after he got clocked.
And he came back.
I think
He came back and landed a nice left hook, which shook up Carreras. Then he grabbed his head and hit him low.
I think the intensity is about to pick up here now.
Well, Carreras, according to the rules, had 5 minutes if he chose to use it. I don't think I've ever seen a fighter use 5 minutes. And if he used 5 minutes, the fans would have been booing him out of BB King's.
I seen one guy use 4 minutes.
Here's overhand right by Cruz.
Fernando Vargas against Trinidad.
And he follows it up with a body shot. There's a good stiff jab by Cruz. He has really found the range now with the jab.
He's got more on the jab now, and I think he's in the fight now. He's warmed up properly.
He's coming forward now. As Brian pointed out, I think that one shot woke him up.
Now, Cruz, I think from this fight, if he go home and watch the tape or study this fight, he'll learn his true identity inside the ring. He's more of a fighter, not a boxer. You see him trying to box occasionally, but he's more of a fighter. So you can see there, when he tries to box, he looks a little confused as to what to do. But when he fights, he knows to throw those short left hands and those short left hooks and long right hands.
And it's as his corner is telling him, hey, let him go, let him go. And you can see Carreras is almost hesitant to come in on him. So if you're Cruz, just go at him.
Well, it's very hard to get anything on your punches when you're backing up as much as Cruz is.
Here's a counter right by Cruz.
From the southpaw stance. So unless you match Cruz up with someone who's going to attack him, these are the type of fights he's going to have.
Once again, he continues to pop Carreras with that jab.
And I'm not sure why he hasn't remained consistent with that jab. If it's working, why not stick to it?
And I'll tell you, for the third fight of his young career, for Cruz, this is a legitimate test. It's good matchmaking. It's not a gimme. His opponent didn't fall down the first time he got hit. Carreras is in this fight.
Final round between Luis Cruz and Michael Carreras.
And Carreras, listen, he's doing the right thing. Come out, try to be aggressive. He just have to let his hands go behind that aggressive posture. You know, looking tough don't make you tough.
Here's a right hand by Cruz.
To his credit, Cruz perhaps not as aggressive as we'd like, but his punches are pretty good technically. I mean, he throws short punches. His left hook specifically has been really short, and I like that.
Here's another left jab by Cruz.
So, Steve, you'll rather see a short, compact left hook that doesn't work or a sloppy left hook that works?
I'd rather see a short, compact left hook that works. Well, his left hook in the first couple of rounds was pretty good. Now he's a little right hand happy.
And he looked like he's found a target again, and these guys bump heads a little bit. But not before Cruz hit him with a left and followed it up with a right hand.
But to land a hook, whether it's long or short, you have to have proper balance. And if you're moving backward, you can't land anything of note.
There, double jab followed up with a right. Carreras stands right in front of him. Body shot.
Low blow. Steve Willis, referee, telling Cruz to keep it up.
There's no reason we shouldn't have seen more of this from Cruz,
Yeah.
because his opponent's right in front of him.
He's got Carreras stunned.
That's why I said after this fight, he should understand his identity inside the ring.
Every time Cruz has stood his ground and traded punches, for the most
Got
part,
the
he's
better.
gotten the better of it. Yeah.
You talked at the top, Brian, about the punching power that Luis Cruz has, and he has shown it.
I think a lot of that power is speed, you know? Speed can be power.
Absolutely.
And accuracy.
And as Cruz goes southpaw, it reminds me that it seems about 90% of the young boxers today switch up during fights. I don't understand it. I don't like it. Very few of them do it well. They should master the one stance and leave it at that.
Well, a lot of that comes from, especially within the top amateur and elite level, a lot of that comes from the Colorado system. They make you fight both ways. They show you how to fight both ways, just in case you hurt a hand or something.
And that is the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of action here at BB King's, we go to the judges' score totals. Kevin Morgan and John Podere see this bout 40-36, and Robert Perez scored this bout 39-37. All for your winner by unanimous decision. And still undefeated, Lewis.